The most iconic theme park in the United States and the world is facing an unprecedented crisis right now. Walt Disney World typically sees millions of visitors every year, but things are remarkably different in 2023. Several reports expose that Disney theme parks are shockingly empty this summer, and there are several reasons contributing to the company's ongoing downturn, with ticket prices reaching sky-high levels. While Americans take another hit to their purchasing power this year, many families can no longer afford to visit Disney's famous parks, and that means more financial losses for the entertainment giant. Today, we have decided to expose what is really behind Disney's growing problems. But before moving on, we kindly ask you to support our work with a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our upcoming videos. For decades, Disney's theme parks have been considered top travel destinations, but recently, guests who want to experience Disney magic are being confronted with a series of obstacles. From soaring ticket prices to higher food and merchandise costs, visiting Disney has never been so expensive. Every year, visitors also deal with intense crowds due to the huge popularity of these parks. This summer, however, conditions are a whole lot different. New reports reveal that park attendance has plummeted and that most of the company's attractions are oddly empty for this time of the year. According to an attendance analysis from travel company Touring Plans, Disney's flagship Orlando, Florida theme park is seeing shockingly low crowds this summer. Analysts highlighted that the attendance levels over the July 4th weekend looked more like September crowds and were the lowest in almost a decade. This is happening despite the holiday traditionally being one of the busiest times at Disney World. The ongoing slowdown is a major reversal from trends observed post-COVID-19, when the Walt Disney Company saw skyrocketing attendance numbers and even made the headlines due to the long wait times and frequently crowded parks, Cinema Blend reported. In contrast, recent data reveals that attendance at Disney World and other Disney parks has drastically declined at a time when they are usually the most crowded. Touring Plans use numbers provided by the Disney Park mobile app, which tracks day-to-day attendance by ride wait times, and it found that at Disney World's Magic Kingdom, which has been described by Orlando's tourism board as the world's most famous theme park, the average wait time, 4th of July holiday, was 27 minutes. That was a stark change compared to 47 minutes before the pandemic. Meanwhile, in Disney World's Animal Kingdom, that saw Independence Day wait times of just 25 minutes, Touring Plans reported, roughly 10 minutes shorter than the 34-minute wait time seen last year. But the biggest drop was seen at the park's Hollywood studios, which had an average July 4th wait time of just 18 minutes. This was a massive decrease from 2022 levels, according to the travel company, when wait times at the park averaged 44 minutes. Overall, the 4th of July holiday was the third slowest day at Disney World in the past 12 months. The day before that, July 3rd, was even worse, as 7% of all capacity at Walt Disney World was lost due to unexpected downtime, the report revealed. These figures are something that nobody would have predicted, just unfathomable, said Len Tester, a computer scientist and the head of Touring Plans. During the holiday weekend, numerous park visitors went online to comment about the empty parks. I'm here on vacation. We've been to all 4 Disney parks and both Universal parks since Saturday. I've been extremely surprised by the short wait times, one person tweeted in response to a user who posted pictures of wait times that were as low as 5 minutes for certain attractions. Hollywood Studios was a ghost town this morning. Epcot was very empty Sunday, they added. On Reddit, several users exposed that there were no crowds during the weekend leading into the holiday. Hollywood Studios was absolutely dead tonight, the Saturday before the 4th of July, one person shared on July 1st. Another user wrote, "We were at Epcot and rarely waited over 30 minutes for anything in the park." Undoubtedly, the thinning traffic is bad news for the entertainment giant, which is in the midst of a $5.5 billion cost-cutting spree that has resulted in over 7,000 layoffs across its divisions, including sports cable empire ESPN so far this year. The company has been struggling with a series of challenges in 2023, from an ongoing battle with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis to subscriber losses on its streaming platform and major financial hardships. The Walt Disney Company leadership may be wondering if they've unknowingly fallen under a dark curse. Commenting on the lower foot traffic at Disney parks, DeSantis told radio hosts on the Clay Travis and Buck Sexton show earlier this week that Disney's woke agenda was to blame for the drop in ticket sales. The Florida governor and the entertainment giant have been fighting over a statewide bill that prohibits gender identity education in schools. DeSantis' supporters have been pushing for a boycott of the parks and the company's streaming platform, but other indicators suggest that's not the only factor contributing to the company's downturn. Universal Park, a Disney rival, also saw its lowest attendance on record this past Independence Day, according to recent data provided by the Wall Street Journal. Six Flags and SeaWorld have similarly recorded lower attendance in recent months. Although Disney is often thought of as the quintessential family holiday, and U.S. households of all stripes have been flocking to Walt Disney World for nearly 5 decades, exorbitant ticket price increases are playing a major role in the ongoing slowdown. Disney's CEO Bob Iger also hiked the price of certain rides while imposing tickets on previously offered free attractions. Many park goers have been loudly complaining about Disney raising admission prices and eliminating free amenities, the Journal reported. In December 2022, Disney raised its prices on most ticket types. Then, in February, the company introduced a new wave of price increases, making this the second time in a calendar year that entry into the, quote, most magical place on earth, unquote, has become more expensive, CNN reported. Stephanie Opria, the marketing director at Pixie Travel, told the Journal that people who may normally want to visit Disney World might be a little fatigued with price increases based on the economy at the moment and choose an alternate vacation instead. Disney's website currently shows a 4-day ticket for all 4 of Disney World's parks starting at $396. Single-day tickets are also available for $109. Once affordable, in fact, the cost of a ticket was $3.50 in 1971, which would be about $22 today, adjusted for inflation. In other words, the average American family can no longer afford a visit to the most magical place on earth. As of January, the U.S. median household income was $68,703 per year, or $5,725 per month, and that's without including taxes. Now, considering that the average American household spends roughly $5,100 every month on housing, transportation, food, utilities, and other living expenses, well, there's almost no money left to budget for a pricey family vacation after covering basic monthly bills. Even if a family managed to save $200 every month, it would take almost 3 years to save enough for the most economical Disney vacation, according to calculations shared by Business Insider. The outlet recently published a typical price breakdown for a family of 4 that visits Disney World for 5 days, and it found that tickets for every family member would cost $2,316, while 4 nights in a family suite at a budget hotel would cost $2,617, and the least expensive dining plan for everyone came in at $1,100. The total cost for a Disney vacation was $6,033. It's important to note that this figure doesn't include airfare, it doesn't include transportation, and it doesn't include costs, snacks and souvenirs, parking fees, and extra meals not covered by a Disney dining plan. It's a hefty sum even for upper-middle-class families, but for the millions of households earning less than $65,000 a year, or the estimated 34 million people earning low wages, a Disney vacation is utterly impossible. When Disneyland was founded in 1955, Walt Disney said he wanted his theme parks to be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world. But prices have reached such extreme levels that all the world can't experience its joy, and neither can many people in Disney's own backyard. As noted by insider experts, food prices alone are painfully expensive. A single meal at one of Disney's most popular restaurants costs $62. A churro costs $6.19. Food prices are outrageous, Jessica Sava of Pittsburgh told the outlet. When she visited the parks in March, Sava paid nearly $5 for a bottle of water, she said, adding, and for 3 people to eat dinner cost us $120 to $130 a night. And even Disney's value hotels, meant to provide affordable lodging for cost-conscious families, are now out of the reach of many families. We've been going to Disney every year for years, said Nancy Babb of Norman, Oklahoma. This last time, none of the hotels in Disney World were affordable enough for my family of 5, so we had to stay off-property. Now that a recession is at our door and American saving rates are plunging, consumers are holding off on shelling out on expensive family vacations like visiting theme parks. Research from the Federal Reserve found that American households had completely depleted their pandemic-era excess savings by now. Meanwhile, those who prefer to enjoy Disney's productions at home through the Disney Plus streaming service aren't getting any more relief. Executives decided to raise prices again after previous price changes have failed to boost the company's profits. We plan to set a higher price for our ad-free tier later this year to better reflect the value of our content offerings, Iger said during a press release. Disney's streaming business already lost 4 million subscribers globally compared to the last quarter, and that generated a loss of $659 million. Now, Iger is also seeing Disney movie revenues sharply decline as the latest releases reported weaker than expected theater performance. The CEO is dealing with questions about whether the Disney creative spark is starting to flicker at Disney Studios, including the box office powerhouses of Marvel, Pixar, and Lucasfilm. The creative engines are just not working, argues Rich Greenfield of Lightshed Partners, an investment research group. And the challenge with the movie business is that there's no quick fix. A disappointing box office performance by Pixar's Elemental, a story about forbidden love between characters made of water and fire, reaffirmed the notion that Disney Studios had fallen into a rut. Elemental has had positive reactions from critics and audiences, but the film brought in less than $30 million at the U.S. box office, a massive shortfall for a movie with an estimated $200 million budget to get it made in the first place. These worrying results have sounded alarms following the underwhelming performance of last year's Lightyear, a Toy Story prequel that grossed only a quarter of the previous installment of the franchise. Greenfield continued, "It's been a while since there's been something like a Toy Story, something extraordinary, that's original, and that really hits everybody. The controversy surrounding its live-action Little Mermaid movie and the poor financial returns have only added insult to injury. So far this year, Disney's stock plummeted 56%. It's now trading at the same level it was in early 2015. The entertainment giant hasn't experienced such a severe crisis since its foundation, and deteriorating economic conditions will certainly complicate matters even further. The outlook remains very cloudy for Disney, and with so many financial losses piling on, we can only hope its next production saves the day."